Now on 103.9 radio station, a survivor story from the Holocaust.
Eva, can you give us a little background on your family before the war?
I was born in a little city in Poland named Olgies. My father, Israel Vogel, was the head of the Jewish community. My mother, Ita Prince, was an orphan. She was matched with my father against her will because her previous wife died and he was left with 6 children. It was a business proposition.
I read that you had a special blessing placed on you as a baby. Could you tell us about that?
In our part of Poland there was a famous rabbi, the Blazer Rebbe. When I was born there was a big fire at the Rebbe's house, and he chose to stay at our house. My mother had lost 4 children, so she refused to move me out of the main house until the Blazer rabbi blessed me.
When did you finally dawn on you that Hitler would be invading Poland? How did you feel?
Somehow we did not believe Hitler would come to Poland until the last minute when they saw the airplane. It was so sudden. In a couple of days the Germans occupied the whole of Poland.
How did you get your job? How did you feel about having to support your family?
Father could not continue his business, so as the oldest child I had to take up a job to support my family. Jobs were hard to get. The Russians gave the first job to poor business people and working people.
Can you describe to us some of the discrimination that went on before you were sent to the camp?
Every day orders came for people to go to work at hard labor, or do work like cleaning toilets. We had to do what they wanted. If we did not, we would be killed immediately. We were not allowed to walk down the sidewalks. We had to walk down the middle of the street. The street in our town was not paved. When it rained, the street became muddy.
What was your worst memory inflicted upon you in Euler's eyes?
The town messenger came to our street calling until everyone came out of their houses. All the Jews must assemble in the city square, he said. If they find someone missing, they will be shot. When we arrived at the city square, we saw a fire in the middle of it. The whole inventory from the synagogue was burned. The German soldiers pushed the young girls up and the old men and made them dance around the bonfire.
What was the ghetto in Lubekazao like?
The ghetto was the size of one city block for 7,000 people. It was cold and we were not given enough water to drink. Because of the unsanitary conditions, people got lice and typhus. My brother got night blindness from a lack of vitamins. Every day a lot of people died. It was a terrible situation.
Tell us what happened on the death train.
They took us to cattle trains. Once on the train, we had to stand because there was no room to sit down. A boy tore the barbed wire from the train window. The young people started to jump out the window. The SS on the rooftop of the train shot at them with rifles. My father told us, the oldest 3, "Run, run, maybe you will stay alive. We will stay here with the small children, because even if they get out, they will not be able to survive." He said to me, "You run, I know you will stay alive. You have the Blazer Rebbe's blessing." He was a very religious man, and he believed this. My older brother jumped out, then my sister, and then I jumped out. The SS man shot at us. I landed on a snowbank. The bullets did not hit me. When I did not hear anything else, I went back to find my brother and my sister. I found them dead. My brother was 15, my sister 16. I was only 17. I ripped off my star and I promised myself to never wear it again. I ran back to the city where we lived. We had a Gentile friend there.
Where did you go after the Gentile family sent you away?
I went to another family's house that I knew who lived close to the woods. I slept in their barn, and when the wife saw me, she let me into the house, but told me to go in the morning. I wanted to go to the train station, but I was afraid to go into our city because they knew me. So I went into the woods and I walked to the next station, 32 kilometers away. At the Garosal station, I bought a ticket for Krakow. I did not know where the ghetto was, and I was so scared to ask.
How did you meet Henry?
I found a friend from my town who had been in Auschwitz. She had been the only person who jumped from the same train as I did and lived. Her fiancé had met my future husband at the train station in Krakow. We were childhood friends. Her fiancé invited my husband to come to their wedding. At the wedding, Henry walked in. He did not know that I had survived. I did not know that he had survived. I almost dropped from my chair. I thought I was seeing a ghost. 4 weeks later, Henry came illegally on a coal boat to Sweden with me.
How did the war affect your life after it had ended?
In Poland, after the war, I was sick emotionally and physically. I had to go to a doctor to get shots to gain weight. In Sweden I went to a psychiatrist because I could not get over the terrible nightmares.